Hey everybody, this is Sean Chapin. I wasn't planning on making a video this Sunday afternoon, but there was something that I saw online that really got me down to the core, that I needed to make a video to address what I think might possibly be the biggest crisis in the LGBT community, and it may not be what you think. I was on Facebook this afternoon and I was taking a look at a friend's post, and he was talking about how he wanted to get something for his house, and so he was asking people, his friends, for recommendations of where to go. So there was about 7 responses, and 2 of them said Target. And I'm assuming that these people were gay, and if that's the case, then I have to admit I was actually pretty shocked to see that, because for me, who's very much in tune with what's going on in the gay political world, well, Target made a $150,000 donation to the political campaign of Tom Emmer, who's running for governor of Minnesota. And Tom Emmer is notable because if he were going to be governor, he is going to block anything. He would block gay marriage if that's going to come through in the legislation. He would also block many other gay rights if it goes through the legislation. He also donated $250 to a Christian rock band whose frontman actually went on board suggesting that gay people should be killed, through the scriptures of various different religions. But what really got me the most is, in this specific point in our time where we're facing a crisis of gay suicides, of all these kids all across America who are gay, facing anti-gay bullying and harassment and killing themselves because there's nowhere else to go from what they can see. Well, Tom Emmer has gone on record about a week or 2 ago and said that he doesn't like the bullying, but he thinks that it's the parents' decisions or the parents' responsibility to make sure that the kids don't bully other kids, and he thinks that the schools shouldn't be adopting any programs to tell kids not to taunt gay kids. So with that in mind, Target's $150,000 donation now, no matter how loosely, gets connected to gay kids who are committing suicide because they have nowhere to go and they're facing such tormenting hostility within their schools. And to me, that scares me. It not just angers me, it scares me that this is happening, what Target's doing. And it's not just Target. Target donated $150,000, but Best Buy donated $100,000, and now 3M Corporation, who owns Post-it, also donated $100,000, and that's something that not many people know about, but it's out there. It gets me to see that post on Facebook where they're casually talking about, Target, go ahead and shop in Target, and I'm thinking, okay, well, why would they say that? I know what's going on. Maybe they don't know what's going on. And if they don't know what's going on, then maybe do they really care about politics that much? And I think that, well, do we really have a major problem with apathy and complacency? And to me, that, I think, is actually the biggest issue we have within the LGBT community. We have this gay crisis that's going on, but we're only shooting ourselves in the foot if all of us are not doing something about it. Now, I have to admit that I was like that too for many years, and then when Proposition 22 in California was determined unconstitutional and was removed from law in California, that meant that if I was a gay person, I can get married in California. And to me, gay marriage is kind of like that last step before we can finally cross the finish line and say, we are equal and we are free. And that's the first time I felt like I was truly equal and truly free. So now suddenly I can have a life that I want to live, and it felt so good when that happened. But when Prop 8 got passed, it angered me and it scared me, and for the first time I truly, down to the core, felt what it's like to be treated as less than equal. And that's why I've become the person that I am today, making tons of videos and tons of songs, trying to make change, trying to become the equal and free person that I want to be and that everyone wants to be. But maybe these people don't think that they really are going to be equal or free, or maybe these people just don't care. And it gets me because, let's face it, if we're apathetic and complacent, well, now apathy and complacency kills. Because you have Target that's making this donation that's out there, and it's getting loosely tied to people who are committing suicide. And there is a case in Minnesota that happened very recently. Someone named Justin Aberg, who was, I believe, starting high school, and don't quote me on that, but he was in high school and he committed suicide even though he was a great guy, but it's because he was gay and was going through a lot of gay bullying out there. And Minnesota doesn't have any programs in place, or the specific county, Anoka-Hennepin County, they don't have any programs in place that tells people do not taunt gay kids. And that's because there's all these religious and conservative forces that are out there, who have this propaganda and these lies that say, well, if we're going to have these programs, this is the homosexual agenda and we're belittling Christians and all this stuff that is just senseless and it's just frankly disgusting, yet it works and we don't have these programs in place. So these kids have nowhere else to go. And we can do something as an LGBT community, and we can do something as an LGBT and straight ally community and American community. We can stop Target. We can send and when I say that, we can send Target a message and tell them, you know what, if you're going to do this out there, we're not going to buy any products. I don't boycott Target because I think what they did is wrong. I don't boycott Target because I don't want to hurt my kids. I don't want to hurt my brothers and sisters over in Minnesota who don't deserve the stuff that they're going through. Now I have to say, I live in San Francisco and I have a pretty good life over here, and I know I got it kind of easy, but still, I don't deserve, living like that. They don't deserve living like that. And I wouldn't want to support a company that treats these people the way that they would treat by, giving money to a political candidate who wouldn't help their lives out like that when they really need it the most. But if we're not going to boycott Target, then what are we saying? We just don't care? We don't care about our brothers and sisters elsewhere in America? We're happy living in this nice little bubble of San Francisco and Seattle and New York City and Los Angeles and whatever major metropolitan area that, treats gay people a little bit better. We got to wake up from this. We have to tell everybody, you know what? Enough is enough. We are an LGBT community. We are a community. I love the It Gets Better project because we are actually coming together as a community, as a family, taking care of our young ones. And I think it's just one of the most beautiful responses I've ever seen come from the LGBT community in the few years that I've become very involved and very aware about what's going on. We got to stop this apathy and we got to stop this complacency. The time to wake up and want to be free and equal, it has to got to be now. And we have to do this not just for ourselves, but for everybody else who deserves the same lives that we have, no matter where we are in America. And for that, I highly recommend for everybody to at least spend a couple of minutes a day and go on to the various different LGBT blogs that are out there that I find absolutely remarkable, like JoeMyGod.com, Pam'sHouseBlend.com, TowelRoad.com, and forgive me if I didn't say that correctly, gay.americablog.com, advocate.com, which is one of the leading news sources that are out there, goodisyou.org. There are so many websites, and I'm going to go ahead and list them all down in the description box in my video, so that way everyone sees what they are. We cannot continue to live like this. Apathy and complacency now kills, and we owe it to ourselves to be responsible for what's going on out there. If we senselessly go to Target and make a purchase, that money goes towards harming our young people out there. And that's the reason why I can't give my money to these kind of companies. So if you have a lot of friends that are kind of casual about politics, maybe I'm hoping that you can go ahead and give them this video so they can see how important it is that they just can't do that anymore. And I know we're all very busy and we're going through all our own struggles, Everyone's got their own struggles, but we cannot take any steps back in terms of, our community being treated the way we are being treated. And we are being treated as second-class citizens. We obviously are first-class citizens, equal-class citizens among all of America. We got to do something about the complacency and apathy. And sorry for me being, rambling around, but I hope that a lot of people that see this video get the message, and we could do something about what I think is by far the biggest crisis facing the LGBT community in America.